else that really goes wrong regularly with bikes are the gears. They can jump up and down, they can't necessarily stay in the gear that you've selected for them to be in. I know something's wrong, I can hear it, I can feel it, but I don't know where to check. I don't know what I'm looking for.
A lot of people have that same frustration, and with anything mechanicsy, just be really systematical and methodical in how you check for things. So start in one place and end at the other. Looking at the back, making sure your derailleur, you haven't damaged it during the ride, checking your mech hanger's still nice and straight, looking along the chain, making sure you haven't damaged the chain at all. You know, all these little things that could have happened. Then after that, we're checking cable tension, and if we still haven't found it, then we're looking for overall wear across the whole system. So maybe the cassette has just been worn so much that it started to look like shark's fins. It could be the same on the front chainring, potentially that we've scooped it out so much that it's all just really struggling to match together now, the chain, the cassette, and the chainring. If the chain is more than 1% stretched, that's going to affect performance as well. So the whole thing is designed as one system to work together. So if it's all become really worn out, our shifting is not going to be as sharp. Even if we get the cable tension and fresh cables in perfectly, it's still not going to work as well as it could.
Previously, you've talked to me about barrel roll adjusters. Is that something we need to be checking for here?
For sure. If you crash, you can bend them and you can break off bits there. So just checking that that's all still looking good. Run your eye along the cables as well, make sure they haven't become corroded or frayed or even broken and snapped in places. You know, there's little ferrules on the end, these plastic caps.
Ferrules?
Ferrules, yeah, they've gone feral. And those will become, you know, malformed over time as well. So that's why we replaced.
And what are they, aside from
they're little plastic caps that sit on the end of the gear cable, and they act as a buffer between the components and the gear cables. Something that affects the feel of your shifter and how clean and crisp your shifting is how fresh your cables are. So you've got outer cable and inner cable, and over time, dirt can get in there and they just wear out and get stretched. So that increases the friction, and then your shifting is compromised because of it. Just by replacing that inner and outer cable, you can really freshen up the feel of how crisp your shifting is.
There's a few things that I can check for there, but if it is the drivetrain, it's the whole system, I'm not really going to be replacing that myself. So what can I do?
If you don't have the confidence or even just the tools to do that.
Or the desire.
Yeah, totally. Then you can take that to the service center. Depending on your bike, different things are going to be compatible. So the service center will be able to make sure that you're replacing like for like, and they'll be able to get that whole system fresh and new for you. That's going to straight away affect your performance on trail with quicker shifting and just a better feeling smooth drivetrain. Some jobs are really specific, like the clutch in your derailleur. What that does is keep good chain tension, but it is a serviceable part and a replaceable part. So the service center will be able to freshen it up for you and have that derailleur running really smooth and holding the chain perfectly so you get no slap.
So along with cable tension and replacing parts when it's needed, I think you've pretty much got me up to scratch and my gears are going to be good to go. Sweet silence, and I'll be making friends on my rides again.